Right, so this is episode 7 of History Boys Cracking Reads. Not sure if you can see. Let's see. For some reason, the light makes it worse. But yeah, see a little bit of it. Andrew Gimson's Kings and Queens since 1066. Yeah, really interesting. I actually sort of subconsciously forgot I had this book, but maybe there's like a brightness option on YouTube or something like that that you lot can access. But this is another interesting one that's quite interesting is Tony Robinson's Kings and Queens, aka Baldric from the Blackadder's. But his ones go further back to tribal Anglo-Saxon and Norse kind of warrior kings and chieftains, and illustrated by either Quentin Blake or Francesca Simon. Quentin Blake being the illustrator for Roald Dahl books, and David Williams' series of books, and Francesca Simon, her illustrator. Francesca Simon being the Horrid Henry series, but there's some in there that are a bit obscure and also some that I'm not interesting. I'm not into really royal stuff as a whole. I mean royals now. Well, probably since the Wallace Simpson days, it's like a Kardashian. It's like a posh Kardashian thing now, more or less. Where it's like they barely have any say, but I respect some of the past ones, like Elizabeth I was interesting. Henry VIII, father Henry VIII was, Henry VII kind of was. Charles II was interesting, as was his friend John Wilmot, the Earl of Rochester, the second Earl of Rochester, because that was a title created for his father. I bring them into it because I watched some clips of The Libertine. Yeah, just some people walking past. It's hard to kind of find a kind of a private space. I would sort of go out into the woods, but I kind of got lost, and there's weirdos in the woods, so maybe it's not a good idea. But yeah, people like I sort of like William the Conqueror, but I'm more interested in people like Henry, one of his sons, like Henry the First, even Henry the Good Scholar, Beauclerk, who had a lot of descendants. Same with Charles II. Stephen's a weird one as well. And the in the Libertine, Charles Stewart second, whatever, Coriolanus, or whatever pronounce it like, was played by John Malkovich of all people. I didn't expect him to say him in that, but of course the Earl of Rochester was played brilliantly by Johnny Depp, and he's also in a book that I mentioned in this series, where it was it's Robert Sellers' A to Z of Hellraisers, hard drinkers, basically famous hard drinkers. And John Wilmot, the second Earl of Rochester, is in that as well. So I'll put a description in there as well. So this is the end of. I'm drawing this to a close because it's getting dark. Maybe I'll do these elsewhere or later on or whatever, but I don't know. Anyway, I've started getting back into the Cracking Read series, so make sure you check those out, and I'll see you all later, like I said in the other one.